Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to do a catch up on the video that I did last time. So last time we talked about vehicle purchase when you come to the US, and now today I'm going to talk about the insurance aspect of it and the legal aspects that you are supposed to adhere to after you've gotten a vehicle. So guys, after you purchased your vehicle here in the US, now you'll realize that your vehicle is actually a money-making machine to other institutions, specifically the insurances. Here in the US, it's a must for you to have an auto insurance when you're buying your vehicle, and actually the dealership will not let you leave that dealership with the vehicle without an insurance. So that is one thing that you're supposed to really look into as you're going to purchase your vehicle, because with the insurances you'll have to remit a certain amount of money for your insurance every month, and you really have to research and know about your insurance, know where your money will be going to, know that you are safe in case of anything. You'll be covered by that insurance. So it's very important to think about what insurance you're going to work with after you've purchased your vehicle. Now, there are so many things about insurance that I may not talk about here because I'm not a professional with the insurances, but these are just the overview of the things you need to know when you are looking at this the insurance and whichever cover that you will take. So I'll start by telling you what you will need when you want a quotation from whichever insurance company that you'll be researching on, because most of the time we only look at the amount of money that you'll be remitting every month, but there's so many things that you need to look into when you're researching for the insurances that you'll work with. So these are the things that you're supposed to know the insurance or the insurer will ask from you when you request a quotation from them. So the insurer will need you to have information about your car. So they'll need to know the year the car was made, they will need to know the make, they will need to know the model and the trim. So that's one thing that the insurance will need from you. Information about your vehicle is very important. Another thing the insurance will need from you is the vehicle identification number, that is the VIN number. So you need to have that when you call the insurance to ask them a quotation of the cover that you want. Another thing that the insurance will need from you is information about you, the person who is requesting for the insurance for their vehicle. So you need to have all your information with you, specifically your date of birth, your names, your phone number, your zip code, your address, and I think your social security number. You need to have them. So those are the things they will ask you. Another thing they'll ask you is your driver's license, and most of the time they'll need a copy or the number, your driver's license number. So make sure you have that at hand when you. They will also want to know which if you have ever had any other insurance apart from them. So you need to know, you need to have the information about the other insurance that you've used. In your case, I'm assuming this will be your first insurance, your first auto insurance, because you're just you just entered the US. So that information may not be applicable to you, but it's an information that will be required by the insurance company when you call them for a quotation, or you call them to request for their coverage. So when you call your insurance company, just make sure you have everything that I've just talked about. So insurance companies, they have different types of coverage. They're like packages. So you may get the premium, like the highest up to the lowest coverages. So you need to understand what kind of coverage you want, and if it suits your situation and your financial needs, so that you don't get covered for unnecessary things and you waste your money. So body injury liability, it covers you when you cause injury to another person. So let's say you hit someone with your vehicle and you cause injury to them. So this this coverage is required in most of the states. So you just have to know that when you are looking for your cover, that most likely is supposed to be included in your cover, so that in case you cause an accident to another person and you cause them harm, the insurance will be able to cover for their medical expenses and all that. Is property damage liability. That is if you cause another person damage to another person's property, maybe a car, or you hit a house or something like that, so that the insurance will be able to cover for the damage that you've caused. And yes, this coverage is required in most of the states, so you might likely to need that, whether you like it or not. So another coverage is personal injury protection. That is your own and your passengers' injuries, as well as loss of wages and costs. So when, let's say, you get into an accident and you get injured, or your passengers get injured, that is where the personal injury protection coverage will come in. And this is not required by many states. So it's up to you if you decide to go with it or not to go with it. But I think it's important, because you never know. You never know, accidents do happen, and you also need to be covered in an event that you've been injured in an accident. So another one is collision coverage. Damage to your vehicle from traffic accident or collisions with trees, stop signs, etc. So that's what the collision coverage covers. So it's not needed in most of the states. If you feel like you need it in your cover, you might as well include it. Another one is comprehensive coverage. That is damage to your vehicle from weather, natural disasters, vandalism, contact with animals. Like in Georgia, you might meet deers running around on the road. So let's say your vehicle, let's say they run into your vehicle, or you hit them and your vehicle is damaged. So the comprehensive cover will cover that. Let's say for like the hurricane that is happening in Florida, and your vehicle gets damaged because of that, the weather conditions, the comprehensive coverage will come in for that. So this coverage is not really required in most of the states, but it's up to you. If you need it to be included in your cover, you will include it. The other one is uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. This is where, in case someone causes damage from to your vehicle or from to you, and they are not insured, so they don't have an insurance, your cover will cover you because you have this part of the insurance. So it is not needed in most of the states. It depends with the state that you are in. So if you find it necessary for your coverage, you might as well include it. One is rental car, or while primary car is in the shop. The cost of rental car when your car needs repairs. So let's say your car has an issue and you're taking it back for repairing, the insurance will provide you a rental vehicle to keep moving around with it as your vehicle is being worked on. So this is not needed in most of the states, but if you want it car included in your cover, you must as well pay for it and include it in your cover. So those are the things that you want to look at when you are thinking of whatever kind of coverage or package that you want to take with the insurance company. So all you need to know is that if you take most of these things, that's the more money you'll be paying. If you take less, that's less money you'll be paying. But at the end of the day, most of these covers are important. So it will be up to you and your budget and your risks as a driver when you're considering these coverages. You will realize that insurance companies have different rates. You'll get some companies have lower rates than others, and I'll talk about some of the factors that affect those rates, because most of the time it's not about the company, but it's other factors that come in that makes your insurance cover high or low. So some of these factors are the driver factors. Like, let's say you are yourself as a driver. For you who is new in the US, you don't have any driver's history in the US, so nobody knows about you, how safe you are or how unsafe you are on the road. So this will really play a part. You may end up paying a lot in the auto insurance because you're a new driver here, so they need to get information about how safe you are on the road. Maybe by that time you will reduce the amount that you remit with insurance. Your age also matters. If you are a teenager or very old person, you might end up paying a lot in insurance. So that's one thing that may affect your coverage, the cost of your coverage. Your marital status also matters. I realized or I discovered that if you're married here in the US, you may end up paying less for your cover than people who are not married. I don't know the reason behind that, but that's one thing that is really looked at when you are applying for this insurance. Your driving history, credit history, it also comes into play. Your location. There are some states or some cities in a state that covers are more expensive than others. I think it's all because of the living conditions, how the roads are, because some of these roads that are so crowded are prone to accidents. So insurance can be high on those cities or states, but then there are places that costs are low. There are places that have bad weather conditions, like they are always snowy. their insurance may be high because there is a high risk of accidents there than other states. So your zip code really matters. Also the type of vehicle that you have, that is the year, make, model, safety and security features in your vehicle. So if you have a very old vehicle, a vehicle that is rated as not so safe, that may give you, they might charge you a lot for the cover. Now, after you've secured your vehicle at the dealership, you will need to have your vehicle title. It's a legal requirement that shows proof of ownership of that vehicle. So for you who is taking a vehicle on a loan, if you take a vehicle on a loan, let's say when I was talking about Advantage and AutoSource, so you use them to take the vehicle, this title will not come to you. It will go to the lenders. They will give them I think it's called a lien holder document, like a title that shows that they are currently the owner of the lien holder of the vehicle, until when you finish paying off the debt is when the title, now your title will be sent to you. But if you take it with the loan, the title will still remain with the lender until you pay off the loan. But if you pay cash, you will receive the vehicle title there at the dealership. And then we have vehicle registration. So vehicle registration certifies that you are the legal owner, you are the legal person allowed to drive that vehicle. It can be done at the dealership or the DMV. So this is done at a fee. So if you purchase the vehicle, the dealership may charge you a fee to register your vehicle, or you might need to go to the DMV, that is the Department of Motor Vehicles, to register your vehicle. So it is done every year. So just look at what the requirements of your state are. You may do it online, or you go to the DMV to register it. So just remember that every year you'll need to go and register your vehicle so that it is allowed to be driven for that year. And every year remember to go to re-register your vehicle. That I wasn't aware. I just realized that when I was doing my research about what you need to know after you bought your vehicle here in the US. Now, the license plates. When you complete your registration, you will receive license plates, and each state has their kind of license plates, but you will need to hang this license plate on your vehicle, either in the front or back, or maybe both, depending on your state. So you will receive your license plate and you should hang it on your vehicle. I think that is just common knowledge, but it's a legal requirement here. Now that license plate, remember the registration must be valid. Like, it should be current, it should not be expired. That's why you need to go register your get the registration every year. So there is something like a sticker that they give you, and you attach it, you place it on your license, and it shows the validity of your vehicle registration. So you need to check that. If you come here, make sure that that thing is not expired when you're driving your vehicle, so that every year you remember to go renew it. There is states that need you to pay personal property tax. Now, this is not a requirement in most of the states. Georgia is not one of them, thank God, but there are a lot of states in the US that requires you to pay personal property tax, and I'll maybe just highlight them on the screen because I didn't write them down, but I think I did research about those states that requires you to pay the personal property tax on your vehicle. So just make sure you research the state that you're going in. If you need to pay these taxes, make sure you are doing so. And then the driver's license, you need to have your driver's license. Actually, most of the dealerships will not even let you go with the car without the driver's license. So when you get to the state that you are going in, after you've gotten your driver's license, it will be very easy for you to get the vehicle, because immediately the vehicle will be registered under you, under your driver's license. Yeah, so those are the legal requirements. And before I forget, there was something that I realized, that some states may require you to have vehicle safety or emission tests every year to make sure that your vehicle is safe to be on the road. So some states don't need that, some needs. So just make sure you do research. You do your research before you go to the DMV to renew your registration. Make sure that your vehicle is safe. I think this is done by the dealership or something. They check your vehicle if it is safe to be on the road, and that should be done every year. It's not for all the states, but it is something that is required in some of the states. So just make sure that you check that before you go renew your vehicle registration. Okay, that was the video for today, guys. This information that I've shared, I had to research, so I hope it helps you. I didn't know much of these things. I just realized them when I was researching. So when you come here, make sure that you know most of the things that I've told you. It will make your process easier when you're buying your vehicle, and it will make your life easier with the vehicle if you know these things. So with that being said, I want to close this video, and I think this might be the last video on the car purchase, or I may come back with the exact differences between Advantial and Autosource. That is in a later time after I've done my research, because sometimes it's hard to talk about things that you've not really researched about. But I hope this video was helpful to someone, and it was an eye-opener to someone, and I hope you learned something. Otherwise, guys, see you next time. Bye.